All right. Hello, everyone, and happy Wednesday. We're going to keep letting people in, but in essence of time, we're going to get rolling. So I hope everyone's having a great Wednesday and a great September and a great 2025. It's wonderful to see you. So thank you for joining for the community meeting. I am Michelle Stewart, Executive Director of YVSC, and such a pleasure to see so many of you joining us. This month's meeting is our quarterly partner update meeting, where we at YVSC and our community partners provide one another and community members with updates on our programs, successes, and ways to get involved in the coming months. Following our YVSC updates, I'll turn the floor over to community partners for 2 to 3 minute updates. If you go a little bit longer, that's okay too. I won't mute you, but I will cue you in as in usual months. So we sent out the agenda earlier, but we are going to have some people coming in and out of the meeting based on other obligations. So I'll just cue you in. Many of you know YVSC was established in 2009 as a nonprofit organization, meaning we have been serving the region for over 16 years now, guided by the mission to serve as a leader, resource, and catalyst for building a sustainable and resilient Yampa Valley region. These monthly community meetings are designed to convene us community partners and members so that we can connect, identify common goals and challenges, and find ways to collaborate to create more impactful and farther-reaching programs and practices in our community. Really such a pleasure to have this opportunity to gather with you today. Looking forward to hearing the many inspiring updates from all of you. And as usual, please do remember to keep your microphone on mute, and we should have time for public comment at the end. So if any attendees would like to say anything generally for the group, I will open up the floor after all of the scheduled partner updates, and you can share updates then. So at this point, I will kick us off on our YVSC updates, and then I'll cue in our team. So many of us know, but election season is approaching, and local leadership is essential for moving forward community-serving programs and initiatives that serve our community members and put our region on track for a lower emission and more resilient future. This year, 3 of the 4 city council seats are contested elections, and it will be essential for all of us to educate ourselves and community members about how environment and climate is or is not clearly part of the candidates' platforms. As in years past, and with the goal to help voters understand how different candidates plan to lead on the environment and sustainability issues we all think about, YVSC will be hosting our City Council Candidate Environment and Sustainability Forum on October 20th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. We're still really deciding whether it's going to be hybrid or virtual, but please do mark your calendars for that date. And this year's structure will be the same, where we will solicit candidate questions from environmental organizations and entities, so all of you. So please start thinking about the questions that you want to ask candidates. The forum itself has proven to be a very important resource for community members. YVSC as an organization does not endorse any candidates, but we do make it known how candidates plan to serve related to issues. And so it's truly an educational forum. And many people have said over the years that this Sustainability and Environment Forum is a really important resource for guiding voters. Another really important way that this forum functions is that we all know it's very hard to write good questions. So the questions that we ask to candidates really help them understand what key issues are salient to the communities that we serve. And so it really helps hone in and refine and clarify how people will lead on those issues, but also makes known what is important to our community. So please do start thinking about your questions. It's always hard to write questions, but looking forward to working with you to compile those. Additionally, in the coming weeks, YVSC will be compiling a list of voter education resources, accompanied by some fabulous Jill Bergman art. And we're happy to share those resources with all of you so you can distribute them through your community channels. The goal there is to just increase voter participation and ultimately guide voters to different resources that help them better understand candidate platforms. I am pleased to share that YVSC has just completed our 2024 annual report. So we will post that in the link, and I really encourage all of you to read it. Particularly, I encourage you to read it because in 2024, we are happy to log 90 active partnerships with regional partners. And so this really is a testament to our community's willingness and desire to collaborate in order to scale impact. So thank you all for all of your willingness and the time that you put into collaborations and our partnerships. And we really see that as a continued model of our regional successes moving forward. Lastly, this next month on October 6th and 7th, several of our YVSC staff will be heading to Mountain Town 2030 in Breckenridge, which is an annual summit that convenes mountain, rural, and ski communities to foster learning and collaboration to accelerate and scale systemic climate action. We will be joining several of our regional government leaders who work throughout the year to implement the Routt County Climate Action Plan. Last year, Gail Gary, City Council President, and Sonia Macy's, Routt County Commissioner, spoke on a panel about the formation and the strengths of the Routt County Climate Action Plan Collaborative, and namely the intergovernmental agreement and the role of the working groups in guiding climate action plan implementation. This year, I, on behalf of YVSC, will be speaking at Mountain Town 2030 and will join a geothermal energy-focused panel, which will be moderated by our own YVSC's Paul Boney, Energy and Transportation Director, and look forward to highlighting the building momentum around geothermal in Northwest Colorado, recognizing it as a local, reliable, and affordable clean energy solution for our future energy needs. For those of you who were able to attend the Town of Hayden's geothermal working session last month, you might remember Matt Mendisco's words where he said, "Just do it." So Matt Mendisco, via their showcasing of the geothermal industrial park outside Town of Hayden, have demonstrated the ways that geothermal actually pencils out economically. They're doing building, heating, and cooling, but it's a really exciting opportunity for the region. And so looking forward to showcasing that and other successes. Paul Boney has been participating in and moderating a series of virtual Mountain Town 2030 educational webinars on geothermal energy throughout this year. Please reach out if you'd like links to those. They are publicly available. And I'm also pleased to share that YVSC board member Lee White participated in one of these educational webinars as well as a technical expert in energy financing to talk specifically about financing mechanisms for large-scale geothermal projects. So at this time, it is my great pleasure to turn it over to YVSC staff for program updates. And starting us off will be Ashley Dean, Senior Manager for Collaborative Initiatives.
Thanks, Michelle. Hi all. I'm going to provide a brief update on behalf of the Routt County Climate Action Plan Collaborative. As I believe most of you all know, YVSC is the program management entity for the CAP Collaborative, and we recently released a report on the results of the 2023 Routt County Greenhouse Gas Inventory. The inventory itself was completed by Lotus Engineering and Sustainability, who also performed Routt County's 2005 and 2018 inventory. The inventory tracks how emissions have changed since the last greenhouse gas inventory was performed in 2018 and stems from a CAP accountability recommendation to update the inventory every 5 years. The results show a overall 6% decrease in emissions when compared to 2018. However, the decrease is largely attributed to the reduction in emissions associated with electricity use combined with the greening of the grid, trends in the energy sector, station energy sector emissions from commercial and residential buildings continue to comprise the largest source of Routt County's greenhouse gas emissions at 45%, but did decrease by 26% since 2018. Electricity use dropped 5%, although a decrease in electricity use might seem positive at first glance. It highlights a concerning shortfall in the progress of building electrification. In order to maximize the benefit of the greening of the grid and associated reduction in emissions that can be achieved, building electrification for new and existing buildings should be accelerating. A Colorado Energy Office Energy Efficiency Conservation Block Grant awarded to the CAP Collaborative to develop and implement a building electrification and decarbonization plan and dashboard will be key to this effort. This work is underway, and I look forward to reporting in phase 1 of the grant at our next quarterly meeting. In good energy-related news, the region did see a 600% increase in solar panel installations. The transportation sector remains the second largest source of emissions at 37%. This is a 32% increase in transportation emissions from the 2018 data, and was driven by an increase of 26% in vehicle miles traveled and a 23% increase in aviation fuel at the Yampa Valley Regional Airport. These numbers highlight the importance of advancing transportation solutions that support and incentivize alternative transportation options, such as public transportation and electric vehicles. In positive news, Routt County saw a 53% increase in registered electric and plug-in vehicles and a 6% increase in public transit riderships. Finally, the waste sector accounted for 9% of total emissions, and recycling increased by 33%. It's worth noting that the Routt County Climate Action Plan was released in 2021, making the 2023 inventory an important but partial snapshot of the actions that have been taken thus far or are planned to reduce emissions according to CAP recommendations. Key actions include restrictions on fossil fuel powered outdoor snowmelt systems, consequential updates to the development codes, the implementation of the city's commercial recycling ordinance, the electrification of the schools, but the steamboats during school districts, bus fleet, and city buildings, and progress toward the creation of a regional transportation authority. I encourage anyone who wants to take a deeper dive into the numbers to check out the full report, which I will include in the chat. We will also be sharing more details from the report at the CAP Collaborative's third public open house, which is scheduled for Wednesday, October 22nd, 5:30 to 7:30 at Library Hall at the Bud Borner Memorial Library. If you've attended in the past, this is a mostly informal event. We'll do about 30 to 40 minutes of presentation on CAP updates, but mostly it's a time for public to interact with CAP board members and working group members. So I encourage you all to attend, and I will put that registration link in the chat as well. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Ashley. Next, we have Tad Lane, Transportation and Energy Projects Manager.
Hi, I just had a quick update about an upcoming event we have. We have our EV Ride and Drive this Saturday, September 20th. It's going to be at the Rodeo Grounds parking lot in Hallison Hill. For those of you who aren't aware, the EV Ride and Drive is just an opportunity to get locals to drive electric vehicles to help achieve our goals of more widespread electric vehicle adoption in the Yampa Valley. And thanks to some help with our local EV ambassadors, the city, Cook Subaru, Rivian Corporate, and even Mountain Bus EV is bringing an electric shuttle. We have a good supply of electric vehicles for the local community members to come check out. But we do have a little shortage of attendees who are coming. So just wanted to get the word out about this event. And I'll add in our chat here, I'll send a link that has a sign up form as well as a flyer. So if you know any individuals or groups in the community who might be interested, I'll add these resources in the chat so you can share the good news about this great event we have coming up this Saturday.
Great, thank you so much, Tad. Next, we have Ryan Messenger, Resilient Watersheds Program Manager.
Thanks, Michelle. Hi, everyone. Well, retree season is upon us once again. As part of the Yampa River Forest Restoration Project, we will be restoring 6 sites this year, which equates to about 1,500 feet of stream bank. We'll be planting about 700 trees. We have volunteer dates open to the public September 27th, October 5th. Those are both at Chuck Lewis State Wildlife Area. And then our last will be on October 11th. That'll be at the Flanders Ranch near Hayden. We're also partnering with Trout Unlimited and the resort on separate plantings. So that's really exciting. And then after our planting on October 5th, we'd love to have all of you come join us at Mountain Tap. We are collaborating with Mountain Tap and the Nature Conservancy on beer and tree themed trivia at our October Forest trivia session with them. And we will also be tapping our Retree Spruce IPA, which is delicious if you hadn't had it. And $1 of each of those purchases will go to YVSC. So we hope to see you at some plantings and drinking some beer with us.
Great, thank you, Ryan. Next, we have Caitlin Farkas, Waste Diversion Coordinator.
Thank you, Michelle. Hi, everybody. So my first update, just to share some recycling numbers from the Yampa Valley Recycles Depot. So far this year, we have recycled just under 21,000 pounds of electronics, over 1,700 pounds of batteries, and over 3,000 light bulbs, serving a little over 800 community members across the Yampa Valley region. And then another update that I'm excited to share about is that this past month, we launched a community plastic film recycling program for the commercial sector. This program makes use of the Circular Transportation Network. And just for a bit of background, that is a state program designed to address rural recycling challenges, namely high transportation costs. The Circular Transportation Network utilizes trucks that are already making deliveries across the state to backhaul materials rather than returning empty to the Front Range. So in partnership with the ski resort, the City of Steamboat Springs, YVSC, and the Colorado Circular Economy Development Center, we are looking to capture plastic film across the commercial sector to recycle with various local and regional end markets, rather than just sending this material to the landfill. The ski resort has created a community storage site that allows commercial generators to drop off their materials for collection via the Circular Transportation Network. So if you or your organization is interested in joining the program or learning more, please feel free to reach out to myself, Ben Kavara from the resort, or Lisa Archibald with the city, and we would be happy to help get you set up with next steps. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Caitlin. Next, we have Sally Caribou, Resilient Water Program Manager.
Thank you, Michelle. I'm excited to give you an update today on our growing Y Basin soil moisture monitoring network. These stations intend to help us, as well as water managers, understand how dry soils are impacting runoff and water availability in our changing climate. This past August, we installed our 6 out of our total goal of 30 stations within the Upper Yampa watershed. The station is located on a ranch south of Steamboat Lake near Red Creek, and it is up and running, and the data is currently available to the public on the CW3E website. Our 7th station is scheduled to be installed on the Colorado Mountain College Steamboat campus in just a couple weeks, early October. And we are holding a ribbon cutting ceremony where all are invited, and will be held at 10 a.m. on October 10th at the installation site. We're celebrating YVSC's collaboration with our partners, Colorado Mountain College, the Center for Western Weather and Water Extremes, and Upper Yampa Water Conservancy District, and the educational opportunities it brings to our valley. And currently, we're now looking forward to 2026 and looking to site 2 additional locations on private parcels. So that's what we're working on now. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Sally. And next we have Dakota Dolan, Forest Resilience Projects Manager and our Internship Program Manager.
Thanks, Michelle. Hi, everyone. I'll start with an update from our forest resilience projects by mentioning that our Big Red Park fire planting will be happening Monday to Wednesday, October 13th to 15th. We have about 4,000 trees and over 70 acres available to be planting at this burn scar. So we will need all the help we can get. Contracted crews will be in the area planting for 10 days prior to our volunteer days and getting almost 100,000 trees in the ground across 196 acres. So this project is coming to fruition as a result of YVSC regeneration surveys that were completed in 2023, in addition to other U.S. Forest Service contracted crews. So if you are interested in more information or would like to volunteer, you can email me at dakota@yvsc.org. I'll put that in the chat, and there will soon be a sign up available on YVSC's website. And now I'll just pivot to YVSC's internship program. We are excited to welcome 3 fabulous young professionals to the fall internship. This 12-week program began just yesterday and serves to bring interns into contact with YVSC staff, engaging them in our programs, addressing sustainability issues in the Yampa Valley, while also providing them with professional training and on-the-ground experience in nonprofit work. We use a project-based approach, and interns apply what they learn to contribute to or develop a meaningful project within our community. And if you are interested in seeing the final product, we will have our presentations on Friday, December 5th. The time and location is to be determined, so stay tuned, but there's also a virtual option. I encourage everyone here to mark it on your calendars. And a quick intro to our interns. We have one high school senior from Steamboat Springs High School, Akayla Clark. She moved to Steamboat from Jamaica 8 years ago and is the founder of the art club and is passionate about earth sciences and is taking CMC courses alongside her normal coursework. And Akayla is currently choosing between a project, heat pump related project with Paul Boney, or a waste diversion project in the school district with Caitlin Farkas. And our other 2 interns are CMC students, one of which, Sarah Axtell, is a Steamboat local who lived her early childhood years in New York State before moving to the Yampa Valley, where she's pursuing her bachelor's degree in ecosystem science and stewardship, and just this past spring acquired her associate's degree in environmental science. And her project with YVSC has her working with Ryan Messenger and Brenna Egan, supporting our retree projects and monitoring efforts for previous riparian planting sites. And our 3rd intern, Olympia Jett, is on the call with us, so I will let her introduce herself now.
Hi, I'm Olympia Jett. I am a senior at CMC right now. I'm going to be finishing up in December with my sustainability study and GIS certificate. And I'm just really excited to be here and to learn from all of you guys. This is such a great opportunity. So thank you.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for joining us, Olympia, and welcome. And Cody, thanks for the great overview and your leadership with the internship program. So that wraps up our YVSC staff updates. It's now my pleasure to transition us to partner updates. We have Commissioner Macy's will be joining us sometime after 1:30. And so I will have City Council President Gail Gary, from the City of Steamboat Springs, speak now. Welcome, Gail.
All right. Thank you so much, Michelle. And so appreciate the opportunity to be here today and really excited to see the interns and looking forward to the December meeting where you all read out on the great things that you're doing. So such a critical program and so interesting always to see, the work that gets done. So really appreciate that. Again, I'm Gail Gary. I'm the president of the Steamboat Springs City Council, and I will leave the good news on the RTA up to Commissioner Macy's so that she can talk a little bit about that. And just wanted to bring up a couple of issues that are happening at City Council. Certainly, one of the big issues that we are looking at and absolutely want to flag for anybody in the community that doesn't know about it is our update of our community plan. So that's our community plan. We're looking at it for the next 20 years. And so it's the Steamboat Springs Community Plan. It's also called the Community Canvas. So you might have heard about that. It has been, a project between Routt County, the City of Steamboat Springs. We've got a draft, as I said, that's out there. And right now we are in kind of the final days of the public review. So the public engagement and public comment period will end this Friday. So again, want to encourage everybody to take a look at that. You can find it on our city page. And I think, Michelle, maybe you have a link, right, that you can put in the chat so people can find it fairly easily. And what's really exciting about this version of the community plan is that it's values driven and it has a values driven foundation. It really is going to be used to inform decision making and to reinforce shared community priorities that can be pursued not only by the city, but our regional partners and our local organizations. And so, as I mentioned, the final plan will also provide a policy framework for tools such as zoning, other policies and programs that are designed to address both our current as well as our long-term community needs. And as you look in there, there's as it's value-based, but there's also measurements in terms of how we think we're going to succeed and what we need to do on a short-term basis in order to get where we need to go. Again, our hope is that the plan reflects the voices and the values of Steamboat Springs. And so, as I mentioned, we're just asking for you all to take one more look and absolutely give us your input. The other thing that I wanted to bring up is, and just flag for this group, because I know it's been a topic of conversation for the last 4 years, is that, I was involved in a recent conversation where there have still been some discussions about fossil fuel for snow melt. And parties out there that would absolutely still like to get waivers in terms of allowing for the fossil fuel of snowmelt. So as I say, even though we've adopted the 2021 building code, which clearly says that renewable resources and renewable energy needs to be used for snowmelt, it continues to be a constant conversation. So just wanted to flag that for all of you. I know that's an issue of concern. So with that, I will hand it back to you, Michelle.
Great. Thank you so much for those wonderful updates. Next, we have Josh Hankus, Executive Director with Routt County Wildfire Mitigation Council.
Uh-oh. Hello. How are you? Thanks, Michelle. I just have a couple of quick updates. We are closing out our summer season with home ignition zone evaluations. This is a one-on-one inspection of your home and your property that can help inform you around wildfire vulnerabilities and some of the solutions available. We have a CMC intern with us this summer named Hadley Lobatos, and he is still with us through the middle of October and has really taken the lead and become a valuable member of our team and increased our capacity around doing these home ignition zone evaluations. So in addition to that being valuable here, he is a valued member of the community and will be looking for quality employment, hopefully, starting mid-October. So he's a recent CMC grad with his sustainability certificate. So if anyone knows of anything that might be a good next step for him, please do reach out to me. I'll stick my email address into the chat when I'm finished carrying on here. We also have an address sign program. This and the home ignition zone evaluation programs were identified in a recent regional study around wildfire resilience as areas of deficiency. So 98% of properties in Routt County have address signage that is not sufficient for first responders. So that's how we put this program in place. You can find all this information on our website, and those of you that receive my newsletter will get one tomorrow morning. Hopefully that will have all of this information as well. And then just a couple of dates that I want to draw your attention to. September 26th, we're doing a free chipping day up in North Routt in partnership with the North Routt Fire Protection District. That's 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. It'll be at that Station 1, so the first station you see going up 129 on your left, right by the community charter school. On September 28th, we'll be participating in the Yampa Fall Fest. That's 12 to 3 p.m., weather dependent, up at Torrey and Plum Plaza. A fun day and a great event for kids and families. On the 19th of September, we're participating with the City of Steamboat Springs in the Arbor Day celebration. That's 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. over at West Lincoln Park on the west end of town there. October 4th, we have another free chipping event in Milner, and that's in partnership with Apex Twin Enviro, the City of Steamboat Springs, and Steamboat Springs Fire Rescue. So if you're clearing slash around your home and creating defensible space around your structures, maybe you've had a home ignition zone evaluation that drew your attention to some hazardous fuels, this would be your opportunity to take it out and get rid of it for free. And then the biggest news is, of course, on October 11th, we are having our second annual pickleball tournament fundraiser called Smoke in the Air. It's at the Steamboat Tennis and Pickleball Center, 12:30 to 5:30. We'll have food and drinks and fun and games. We had a skills court last year that was super successful and got a lot of people excited. It is not a high pressure situation, so if you're not a pickleball expert, you should feel free to join us for this anyway. It is a lot of fun. And then when you're finished, I don't want to steal Jenny's thunder there because I see her up in the corner. Go to the Snow Bowl and be a part of the big snow bash. So that's it for me. Nice to see you all. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you so much, Josh. I will say it sounds like you're really leading us all in by sharking us, like saying it's all for beginners and friendly, and then you would just really take everyone down. But it's a great event.
Well, that's how I do it, Michelle.
I know. It's a great invitation though. Next we have Amber Pugalis, Executive Director with Community Agriculture Alliance.
Sorry about that. Hi, everyone. Michelle, thanks as always for putting this together. I won't take up too much time, but did just want to highlight a couple of achievements and then things that we have on the horizon. We are currently celebrating, I guess, a year and 1 month in our new location. And as a celebration, at the beginning of last month, we did offer member pricing for all through the end of the year here at Yampa Valley Foods. This is really an effort to improve our local food systems, which I believe, benefits our ag community, benefits the environment, and really brings us all together. We are trying to reduce the barriers to entry here. So if you haven't been down and checked out the market, come do so. Come connect with your local ag community and those who are stewarding a lot of our open space. That will run through the end of the year. As a part of that, I did want to say we had our biggest sales month to date this summer. So thank you to everybody who has been in here and helped support this mission. It means a lot, and we're seeing continued growth, which is incredible. We were also jumping on to the next thing. We were recently awarded federal funding for an automation project on the Bear River. So we will be automating over 20 head gates on the Bear River. This award, I should say, came through a while ago, but with the current administration, we just weren't sure if it was going to really come through. And we are happy to announce that we did get the funding for that first round of automation, and we'll be able to kind of start in on that project this fall and install the automation equipment in the spring. That'll be a really cool system for us to all see and kind of test the waters for headgate automation and see what it can do for water use efficiency and improvements, fuel improvements and efficiencies. A lot of headgates around the county are in hard to reach places, and people are driving, spending their time and money resources, and also expending fossil fuels to get there. So I feel like this project is a big win, not only for ranchers, but for our water resources and for our environment. So I'm excited to see this one roll out, and hopefully we will be able to have some sort of demonstration days down the road on that. We have 2 upcoming events that I want to highlight. Our land stewardship class. This year, we are pushing it back a little bit further in the hopes that it is a slower time for folks. So mark your calendars for November 6th and 8th. And it's a 2-part class, but you are required to attend both dates. November is just a couple of hours, and then the 8th, the 6th is just a couple of hours, and the 8th, which is a Saturday, is a full day. Something new on that class, we will be having a land stewardship panel. So many people on this call have been asked to participate in that. And I am hopeful that that will provide an opportunity for those who are taking the course to engage a little bit more, ask questions, and get a little bit more of a collaborative, holistic view of some of the efforts that are going on throughout the county in Northwest Colorado. And on that same day, November 8th, we have our Pumpkins for Piggies event. This is an opportunity for you to recycle, if you will, your Halloween pumpkins and get them into the bellies of pigs here in Routt County that then come back to us in the form of food. So closing the circle there. I believe those are all of my updates, but if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out.
Those are great updates. Thank you so much, Amber. Next, we have Mike Byer, Energy Resources Specialist with Yampa Valley Electric Association.
Good afternoon, everyone. Start off by letting everyone know the Operation Roundup application deadline is October 15th. We hope to see lots of applicants for that, requesting funds out of that. And also let you know, we are trying to increase participation in that program. Right now, it's less than 50% of YVA members participate in that. So get that word out. We also do have some window clings available. You can either stop by the YVA office, or if you drop me an email, I'll be happy to find a way to get one to you. Just a little 6-inch circle that informs people that they can easily sign up. And again, that averages out to be about $6 per member over the course of a year. So it's super low. Every year we do have way more ask than available money to hand out. So any way we can all spread that word is really great. You might notice over the next 5 weeks, we are beginning our annual pole inspection process. So you'll see some YVA trucks and etc. north from the Steamboat Springs Airport up to Clark. And then also in our bags in Wyoming area, we'll be doing that this year. Every year we do a percentage of our poles so that in every 10 years we get every pole touched. We are also still, I know many of you are aware that we were awarded a New Era grant funding. I don't have any updates on it apart from the fact that we are still optimistic that we will receive that funding. So kind of proceeding slowly. They've had a loss of staff that are going through those applications, but we still are optimistic. I would also like to encourage everyone to utilize the Smart Hub app. I know many of you do, but it's a really underutilized tool. It is great for paying your bill. It's great for seeing your daily usage, which as we start to think about energy in the future, all of us understanding how we consume energy is going to become more and more important. You can also set up usage alerts. Great for when you have something kick on or turn on that you weren't aware of. This will send you either a text or an email, and it's based on parameters that you set up, so it's not annoying to you. It also can receive communications and notifications from YVA through that app. We also wanted to let everyone know that we continue to support the Climate Action Plan. We've also provided some data for the beneficial electrification and the greenhouse gas inventory studies, so helping to move that along. There are still funds available for the 2025 YVEA Energy Hero rebates. I know in previous years we have run out of money for that. I also have heard from some members that they're unaware that we even have rebates. So continuing to spread that message is important as well. Then finally, I'm sure everyone on this call is aware that December 31st, solar tax credits are going away. So get your solar installed quickly. And then again, EV tax credits, September 30th. I think there's still some language about that, whether you have a signed contract versus car in hand. So, consult those things, but those are two important reminders for all of us. That's all I had today. Thank you for including YVEA. Appreciate you.
Great, thanks for those updates. And that's a really nice underlining of the opportunity to increase participation in the Operation Roundup program. I'm pleased to say thank you. YVSC has received Operation Roundup funding, and it's a great opportunity for all of the nonprofit partners in the community. So they, just consider kind of programmatic support, key projects. So everyone keep that in mind, but I think that's a really easy lift and great updates there. So thank you, Mike. Next, we have Haley Shoptaw with Yampa, the Adult and Community Programs Manager.
Awesome. Thanks, Michelle, and hi, everybody. Yampa has wrapped up a really busy summer and is gearing up for an equally busy fall. Our summer and backpacking camp programs were really successful this year. We provided 326 weeks of camp to youth in the Yampa Valley, and we were actually able to provide 17% of our campers with scholarship funding. We also took out on a new program 30 kids backpacking this summer, and more than half of those kids received some variety of scholarship support. We're also very proud that we did not have to turn away any kids due to a lack of gear. We received a lot of support from our community partners helping us outfit those youth. So thank you to everyone who was a part of that. Our regular adult and community programs were also very successful this year. We saw over 500 people on our regular tours this season, up from 300 in previous years. We launched a new community or citizen science project on the Steamboat Resort called the Pika and Petal Patrol, where we were surveying American pika populations and alpine plants. We observed pika at 2 of our 3 sites and conducted a total of 12 surveys for the Colorado Pika Project, Nature's Notebook, the U.S. Forest Service, and Colorado Parks and Wildlife. So that will be a long-standing program moving forward. Also, thanks to all of our incredible Fish Creek Falls interns from CMC and Steamboat Springs High School, we were able to reach 9,600 people at Fish Creek Falls this season, which is a great area for us to get out our interpretive messaging. Looking to the future, our school programs are off to a really strong start. Our Yampa Valley Science School kicked off earlier this month with Rocky Mountain Youth Corps, and we've already been in over a dozen classrooms so far this month, so we're busy. As Josh mentioned earlier, Fall Fest is coming soon. That'll be September 28th at Torium Plum Plaza. There's a few folks on this call who will be here, so excited to see y'all soon. It's the Year of the Beaver, as I think a lot of us here know, so feel free to come on out. It's a free family-focused event, beaver themed this year. It should be a lot of fun. Our winter programs will launch in October. We always need volunteers, so if you're looking to get out on snowshoes, we'd be happy to have you. We'll also be launching a seminar series this winter, so community partners, get ready to have an email in your inbox from me soon about that. We're also wrapping up a large signage installation with the resort, so keep your eyes peeled this winter season for new elk closure and wildlife conflict mitigation signage at some of the areas near the elk closure and up on Thunderhead Lodge. And we are also asking everybody to keep an eye out for a new event we'll be launching in mid-November, talking about our changing snowpack. And that is it in the Yampa world.
Great, thank you so much. Next, we have Jenny Fritzen, Environmental Program Manager with Friends of the Yampa.
Thanks, Michelle. Hi, everyone. Friends of the Yampa has also wrapped up a busy season, so I have a few updates. I'll try and keep it concise. Some event updates. We had a showing of a documentary film called The American Southwest at Strings Pavilion last week. I think a lot of you attended. It was a truly wonderful film and a great chance for the community to learn more about the Colorado River system. Mark your calendars. Our Big Snow Bash, our annual fundraising event, is October 11th. As Josh said, I believe after the pickleball fundraiser, I think. So do both. And a Brothers Fountain will be the band featured at Big Snow Bash this year. Environmental program updates include the Yampa River Scorecard Project. Our website and associated print materials are now available for the Upper Yampa, which was completed last year. Field work is wrapping up for the Elk River segment. A couple more field dates, and then we'll be scoring the Elk River and hope to have results from that available in the spring of 2026. And our first 5-year cycle for the scorecard will wrap up next year when we do the Lower Yampa. We continue to do temperature monitoring under a contract with the City of Steamboat Springs. We are starting a new partnership with Dinosaur National Monument, assisting them in their Dragonfly Mercury project, trying to discover the source of mercury contamination that exists in the Yampa River, obviously above its confluence with the Green. Conservation program updates include YSTU. The draft has been completed of the Landowners and Practitioners Guidebook of Recommended Practices, with the final version estimated to be completed in December. The Leafy Spurge program traveled to Idaho with volunteers and collected and released 130,000 biocontrol beetles to try and control the invasive weed leafy spurge. We have stream teams in effect this year participating in River Watch programs. All 6 water quality monitoring teams continue to collect monthly data for that program. We have installed aquatic invasive species stations in partnership with CPW. We're seeing good use at wader cleaning stations at Stagecoach Tailwaters and Steamboat Fly Fisher. Steamboat Fly Fisher is fully on board and has been a great partner, encouraging use of those stations. Outreach updates include the Yampa River Center is currently open each week from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So please stop by if you haven't had a chance to already. And we have launched what we hope will become a regular new addition to our program offerings, happy hour events for the community. Early in the summer, we hosted a Yampa River Scorecard Project happy hour event. In August, we had a fly tying and fly fishing event. And just last night, we had a mindfulness in nature event. So those seem to be popular and something we hope to continue and add on to going forward. Let's see, youth river camps. We took, in partnership with CMC and the National Park Service, 12 high school students down Gates of Lodore in August for the Dinosaur Science River Trip for high school students. And the Yampa River Ambassador Program that we do with the City of Steamboat Springs wrapped up another successful season. Metrics for this season are We don't quite have them yet, but we're working on them. We had our ambassador lead, Kim Ducklow, return, and she has just been an incredible asset to that program. The Yampa River Fund, all Yampa River Fund projects for 2025 continue to make progress, as does the Ripple Effect, with especially wonderful participation from Ace Hardware, Beard and Braid, and Off the Beaten Path. So if you have been in those locations and contributed to the Ripple Effect, which funds the Yampa River Fund, thank you so much. And then a few other program updates. Friends of the Yampa we have had such a successful initial partnership with the River Corps program that is offered by River Science. We've had a River Corps member serving with us this season. He will be here through November, Avery Cannon, and that has just been an amazing addition to our team for a 9-month period. We hosted 47 campers early this summer in our youth river camps, and continue to participate in planning, outreach, and stakeholder involvement, including the Route Rec and Conservation Roundtable, the Colorado Stream Access Coalition, the Colorado Aquatic Connectivity Team, and programs through the Yampa Collaborative that include environmental flows and a Yampa Valley Beaver Working Group. And I think that is all I have. Thank you so much, Michelle.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Jenny. And next we'll have updates from Routt County. Leading us off will be Commissioner Sonia Macy's from Routt County Board of County Commissioners, followed by Scott Cowman. So welcome, Commissioner.
Thank you, Michelle. It's really great to hear all of your updates, and I'm here mostly to listen. Couple things going on in the county, and then I'm going to pass it over to Scott. Well, pretty big things, like, for example, the XL power plant closure that I've updated you folks on before. The PUC process has concluded. And at this point, we believe that the recommendation of the PUC will be to give us some assets, including water rights, rail spur, and river access. However, they have not moved much on our, and when I say river access, that pump house property over there by Hayden by the tracks, that's owned by XL, and we wanted to keep it in river access. So we asked for that. The rail spur is a huge get, obviously. But financially, they haven't done much for us, and they have not committed to a renewable source of energy for future power. So we are having discussions about how best to proceed, but we do have some partners and friends who are allies in this cause with us, and we hope you guys will be too, in helping XL understand that this simply is not good enough. It's not what the statute requires for a just transition proceeding. We were deeply disappointed that out of the 10 hours of deliberation, and this was supposed to be a just transition hearing, they only dedicated 2 hours to just transition. The rest was about future load growth and et cetera. So I don't want to bore you too much with the bad news from XL, but that's happening, and I'll ask for your support at the appropriate time. Secondly, public lands. So lots going on in the world of public lands. I was in DC last week with the National Association of Counties lobbying for continued funding for payment in lieu of taxes and the Secure Rural Schools Act, which is money that comes to counties because we are not able to collect monies on public lands. So that was a really interesting opportunity to be in DC last week. Dropped an op-ed on the Fix Our Forest Act, which, if you're tracking that, has some good elements, but it's got some really poison pills. It's being purported to be a fire mitigation bill, but in fact, it's not. It's got a lot of things that need to be fixed. I'll drop a link to that op-ed in the chat later. And then also we did a podcast talking a little bit about over-tourism on our public lands and the impact that has. You guys may have heard that we are actually doing everything we can to get some more funding into the pot of road and bridge, because all of our state parks and our national forests are accessed by roads that are maintained by Routt County. And our funding situation with that is not great, and we don't get money from our partners. So we will be placing a lodging tax on the ballot in unincorporated Routt County to try to generate some funding to support our public lands. And that will be in November. For those of you who are county voters, you will see that. We are also hosting a summit on recreation issues up in North Routt. That's on September 30th, and that really is designed to address some of the very unique challenges that they have up there, and see if we can work together with our federal and state partners to try to do some mitigation of the impacts. We've also petitioned Colorado Parks and Wildlife to allow us to add a $2 day use fee onto state parks passes to generate additional revenue for these road and bridge questions. So we're basically doing everything we possibly can to make sure that visitation pays its way and that we're able to keep these public lands in public hands. And trying not to raise your taxes because you might have heard that there's this big, beautiful bill that passed, which our professional association is calling the largest cost shift to counties in the history of our nation. So we're really running around and there's a lot more cool stuff going on. Scott's going to update you on all the really great things that we're doing, and specifically with electric vehicles. But I am also told that I need to mention that we do have a regional transportation authority formation on the ballot in November as well. And, you know, the climate action plan does point to that being an important part of solving the climate issue in transportation. We know that our metrics are going in the wrong direction in the climate, the greenhouse gas emissions study on transportation. That was a very interesting thing to see. So I look to the Regional Transportation Authority as a way to try to mitigate that impact and get us back on track. And that was a train pun in case you missed it. Scott, it's all yours.
All right. Thank you, Sonia. And thank you, Michelle. This is Scott Cowman, Director of Environmental Health from Routt County. Also, I should mention and give kudos to Sonia and Gail and others for helping to keep that RTA stuff on track. That was a heavy lift and really, really good job, you guys, for getting that done. First thing I had on my list was just found out yesterday that the county received $30,000 in rebates for the EVs that they purchased. That was a long time coming, but nice to see that those rebates come in. We also heard a presentation of the EV readiness plan, which outlined a strategy for fleet replacement for EVs, and then also talked about charging infrastructure needs. So that is done, and hopefully the next step is to start implementing some of those strategies. We are having our annual household hazardous waste drop-off day on October 4th at the Soda Creek Elementary parking lot from 8 to noon. Note that it is at the same time and day as the leaf and tree trimmings collection event that Josh mentioned. So you're going to have to be organized to gather up all your household hazardous waste and your tree trimmings to get that done on the same day. But you've been warned. And I think that is all the updates that I had. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Scott and Commissioner. Next, we have Drew Peternell, Colorado State Director with Trout Unlimited.
Hey, everyone. Thanks, Michelle. Just a couple of quick updates from TU. And I apologize if any of this is old news. I haven't been on one of these calls in a few months. So anyways, the Colorado Water Conservation Board, which is the state agency that controls the in-stream flow program in Colorado, adopted rules back in July that allow for release of water from storage reservoirs for in-stream flow purposes on segments of stream that don't already have an in-stream flow water right in place. I mentioned this because I think this is a new authority now that could be useful in a couple of places in the Yampa Valley. So hopefully we'll see that new authority implemented here in the Yampa. I'll also mention on the CWCB front that the hearing on the Shoshone Power Plant water right transaction proposal is happening today and tomorrow. TU, along with a number of other NGOs, is participating in that hearing. And even though this is sort of outside of the Yampa Basin, it's a good thing for the Colorado River and a good thing for the broader Colorado River Basin. It could have bounce back effects for our basin. So we are supporting that proposal, and we're hopeful that the CWCB will act favorably on it. And if they do, that would result in a water court process getting kicked off. So we would end up going to water court to assure that water right stays on the western slope as opposed to being diverted transbasin to the Front Range. Happy to answer questions about that if anyone has them. The other thing I'll mention is that Ellie Miller and Parker Cahill are the project managers who work on my team here in Northwest Colorado. They've been out in the field all summer, managing good projects on the ground, restoring streams, working a little bit with Ryan, I know, and others, Jayla too, I think. Um, Doing a lot of cool projects, and I will encourage both Parker and Ellie to attend one of these meetings at some point in the future to talk about those projects because they know them better than I do. And the last thing I'll mention is that we have a new office. TU has a new office just a couple doors down from YVSC. We're at 620 Oak Street, so stop by and say hi sometime. And that's it.
Great. Thanks so much, Drew.
Thank you.
Next, we have Jill Henwood, Executive Director with Yampa Valley Partnership for Student Sustainability and Stewardship, or S3, as many of us know it by.
Yes, thank you, Michelle, and thanks for having me here. We're very excited to announce that. So our collaborative works with the 3 school districts in Routt County, as well as Moffat County school districts, and the Institutes of Higher Education, CMC and CNCC in the region. Really working to build career pathways. And specifically, one of the things we're working on right now is really developing some quality work-based learning experiences and career connections. So really working to partner to get students connected to careers and jobs and professionals in this region. And so by October 1st, we will have what we're calling the Yampa Valley Career Connections, which is a shared a shared platform between all of our school districts. And we hope to get as many industry partners on that platform as well. So all of you would be excellent community partners for this platform. You would just register, and then you will be able to to let us know which kinds of work-based learning you would be interested in supporting students with. And that could be everything from coming to a career fair or doing a presentation in a class to hosting an intern, and everything in between. It might be a job shadow for a day, or helping us out with a summer career exploration workshop. But we'd like to have as many industries as possible registered on our industry platform. So I'm just sending out in the link, there's a quick Google form for you to sign your name, organization, and email to get onto our newsletter list. But also, once we have our finalized invitation for industries to fill out, you'll get one of those, and it'll take you about 3 minutes to become a part of that platform, which will allow you to see opportunities that different schools in the regions are hosting, but also to become more engaged with our youth, especially if you are looking to, if you need employees. It's a great way to connect with the emerging workforce, and we certainly have a lot of young people very interested and engaged with sustainability, and one of our focus areas is sustainable skills and green careers. So we'd love to have all of you as partners in whatever capacity you're interested in, but at the very least, we'd love to have you sign up and get on our newsletters. So we're very excited about this, and I look forward to maybe connecting with many of you in the next few months to figure out how we can work together to support our youth. So thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Jill. And I know Yampa and YVSC and Rocky Mountain Youth Corps, we've been kind of long partnering to help, move things along. And so S3 really is just such an important opportunity to convene, bring together education with career pathways. We all know the lacking workforce across sectors. And so this really is a great opportunity. And thank you for creating that platform. And again, Josh Hankus did such a nice job of plugging, a local individual that's seeking work. So I think the more all of us can make those connections with, local youth, early career professionals that are seeking to engage in this work, everyone wins. So thank you, Jill, for those great updates. And last on the agenda and planned set of speakers, I have Elle Visconti, who joins us from Apex Waste Solutions. She's the marketing coordinator. But many of us have been hearing about the changes that are happening over there with the updated MRF infrastructure. So Elle is here to share updates there and other things. So welcome, Elle.
Hey everybody, my name's Ailey. Don't worry about the pronunciation. I'm so used to it.
I was way off. It's our first formal meeting. So.
Wouldn't guess it. You wouldn't guess it. Can't blame you. But yeah, as Michelle said, thanks for inviting me onto this call. Just wanted to take a second. I'm sure you've all maybe caught wind that the new MRF has now opened up and it is fully operational, which is really exciting for us and for Steamboat. This coming Monday, so September 22nd, we are hosting a grand opening, both for the public and then some VIP members of the community. That starts at 1 p.m. and we wanted to invite everybody to come on over, check out the new MRF. We're going to be having a ribbon cutting, some refreshments. You can grab some cool swag while you're there, but really the day is all about education and learning. We'll be doing tours of our MRF and landfill, so from both our leadership and people who run the daily operations of it. So really good perspective to get if you're not really familiar with how everything works there. Super interesting. And then just a lot of other informational opportunities. So would love for all of you to come out and join us. I will drop a RSVP, just a quick Google form in the chat for you guys to fill out if you are interested in coming. But if not, check it out on social media. Links are there as well. And thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Ailey. And one of the things that we've heard that is now going to happen with this investment and growing of the infrastructure in our regional MRF is the ability to now accept plastics 1s through 7s. And so that's been a long building community interest. So I think members on this call are going to be really interested to hear that. And that's an opportunity for the community as well. So thank you so much, Ailey. And you can put information there. If anyone has any questions, follow up with Ailey. And that's, again, our last kind of structured reporting out. Does anyone, I can now transition us to public comment for anyone who was not on the agenda or other items to share. I do see that there was a question about if this is available. Everyone that was registered will receive kind of an early release of the recording of the meeting. And then additionally, it is posted to our YouTube. So we do save these monthly meetings as well. And then also these, all the information in the chat is really great information too. So we can pull this off and email it to attendees as well. So anyone, I won't hold us. Look at us, done at around 2 o'clock. Everyone was quite expeditious in their updates. Wait another minute. Okay, so no additional comments. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for all the work that you do to make this region the special and forward-facing region that it is. It's such a pleasure to work with you, and I hope that you too get energy out of these meetings where you get to hear about all the great work that everyone is doing. So as always, stay in touch with one another, reach out to us with any questions, and just keep up your really wonderful and important work. And we'll look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.